First thing first, thank you for purchasing the course. Before I even get into anything else, I do want to take time to just let you know that I do commend you for your dedication towards education. You know, there's a saying, give a man a fish and he eats for a day, teach a man to fish and he eats for a lifetime. Well, to kind of look at that thing from the other perspective, there's people out there that always want the fish, and then there's people out there that want to learn how to fish. And one of my biggest pet peeves, and the majority of people out there, are the people that always want the fish. They don't want to make any effort, they don't want to do any hard work to learn how to fish, they just want the fish always given to them. Whereas if you're watching this, you fall into the camp of people that want to learn how to fish. So I really do commend you for that. And, you know, major props to you. And for people that want to learn how to fish, you're going to be the ones who are going to make it in the long term, because you're not going to get taken advantage of. The people that are always wanting the fish, eventually they're going to stumble across somebody or some situation where people are going to take advantage of them, and see you later portfolio. So again, good for you. I'm glad you're wanting to learn how to fish, and that's exactly what we're going to do throughout this course. So this video in and of itself is just going to be an introduction to the trampoline trading. We're going to go over just the general kind of concepts and you know, how this course will be structured, and you know, just kind of the sequence of things and how everything will unfold. So welcome to the course. You know, the name of the game here is we're looking for trampolines that are going to produce that for us. That's you know, what we're wanting to see. So first thing we're going to talk about is just the goal. Next, we're going to talk about some strategy structure, the process steps within the strategy, and then of course, you know, a strategy is only so good, but if you don't know how to build up a watch list and know what to look for, then you know, that's pretty limiting. But we're going to cover that, go over some watch list construction. Remember, we all have experience and knowledge, so we need to use it. I'm assuming that you are at least intermediate to advanced trader. If not, then you know, just being clear, you're probably going to struggle through this course, because I assume that you understand all of the basics. I'm also assuming that probably many of you have gone through robotic trading, so you're well informed and well established in the foundational principles of technical analysis. So I am gonna, you know, make that assumption. It should be a safe assumption that we all have experience and knowledge when it comes to charts. And then also just what are your goals and objectives, and I'll get to what I mean by that. So at the end of the day, the goal of this course is not to make you money. The goal is for you to be able to finish my sentences. Why is that important? Well, if you can finish my sentences, that means you're grasping all the concepts and everything that I'm trying to get across. So I will be repeating words, concepts, ideas, reminders. Why am I doing this? Well, to be frank, I hope that I start to annoy you. And I do that because I think we can all sit back and think back to you know, school when we were younger, or you know, whenever, or maybe just at the work environment where you're at right now, just anywhere. Usually you remember the annoying people. For whatever reason they're annoying, you just remember the people that are annoying, and that's what I'm trying to do. I want to be annoying with concepts and all this because I want you to remember them. So my goal is that at the end you are finishing my sentences for me, because you already know what I'm going to say, because it's the millionth time that I said it. If that's the case, then that means you know the strategy inside and out, and you can totally do it on your own. And that's when you know that you have a firm understanding of it. So yes, I'll be repeating myself, and I'm sure I'm going to get on your nerves and say, why does he keep saying that? I heard it, you know, the 100th time you've said it. Now he's saying it for the 200th time. Yeah, but at least you know how to finish my sentence, because you know what I'm going to say. And if you know what I'm going to say, you know the concept, you know the strategies, and you know how to execute things. So that is my goal. Don't take it personal. I'm not trying to insult your intelligence. I am just trying to annoy you so you remember all these key things that we'll be going through. So the whole structure of the strategy and the trampoline is going to be just the environment and context that the strategy takes place in. And in order to really understand all that, we need to first understand shorting, what it is and how it works. Now, if you already understand this stuff, then yeah, you could probably skip over the first video. But I would recommend watching it, because it's really important, as it's going to give you the confidence needed to execute the strategy. So even if you're sitting here right now and you know what shorting is, still watch that first video, because it's all going to you know, flow together, and it's just good to kind of really drive home you know, why the strategy works, and you know, why this stuff even matters. So you know, don't sit here and say, well, I already know what shorting is and I already know how it works. Well, good. You're already a little step ahead, but just still watch all the videos, and because we're going to get your build or confidence build up, as strong as possible. And bluntly, the whole idea of this course, the whole structure of this course is we're looking to take advantage of short traders who are experiencing pain. Maybe that sounds mean, but you can better believe that short traders are taking advantage and looking to capitalize on the pain that longs go through. So we're just trying to burn them at their own game, and that's the core principle here of the strategy. So if you don't know what a short trader is, you're thinking I'm not sure what that is. No worries, we'll get that taken care of. But to put things in black and white, we're looking to capitalize on other people's pain. So when their financial portfolio is suffering, we are looking to build ours larger. Again, probably sounds mean, but the shorts have no problem doing it to the longs. So we got to kind of flip the coin and do it to them when the opportunities present themselves. And of course, that's what this whole strategy is about: finding those opportunities and then exploiting those opportunities. So the whole strategy has 4 process steps, and then within the process steps there's actually 11 steps, but as far as the overarching kind of general phases, maybe would have been a better word, but there's the 4-step process. Is first the hunt, and that's where we're going and simply finding the technical setups that meet the criteria. Obviously we're going to go through all the criteria and what we want to see, so you won't be guessing at that. You'll know exactly what sort of criteria you're going to want. Then simply the stalk, meaning we got to just wait for the buy signal to occur. So we'll talk about the different buy signals, how to put those where they need to be, etc. The entry, we even have a step where we can go over how to establish the position in the trade. Believe it or not, there's a couple different options for you to do that. It's not just as simply as clicking buy. So no details will be left out. And then the final stage, and the most important, is going to be the ninja, and that's where we're going to manage the trade for maximum gains and minimal loss. But this part right down here, always easy to say, but not quite easy to do. So we're going to talk about being a ninja, meaning being disciplined and just honoring what the chart's telling us. If the chart is telling us that, hey, the stop loss is hit, get out, then we have to get out. No rationalizing, no trying to make excuses on why we should stay in the trade longer. We need to be like a ninja and be very disciplined. And when we do that, our longer term gains and success is going to stay in an uptrend, and that's what we want, assuming of course that you want to do this for the longer term and not just trade for a couple months and then have to rebuild your portfolio because you lost all your money. The final video in the entire course is going to be just simply the watch list construction. Maybe that seems a little backwards, and I suppose I could see that, but really I want to just get through everything in terms of the strategy, execution, how you manage it, and all that, understanding the context, and then we'll go back finally and wrap it all up by saying, all right, now that you understand everything, this is how you find what you need to execute. So we're just going to go through how do you find those technical setups. We're going to go through all the websites that I personally use and that you can use in order to find their information, and obviously to look at the things that you should be looking at to make those decisions. And there are 2 different ways you can do that, so we'll go down and check out each of those paths. And one thing with this is there's no exact right way to do it. You got to do whatever meets your goals and meets your objectives, and we're gonna that leads us into this last slide here. So this whole course is just going to be acting as a foundation, and really the first question that you need to ask yourself, and if you don't know the answer to it, that's fine, but in order to have maximum success, you really do need to know the answer to this question. But what are your goals and objectives? And the answer to this is going to determine how you apply the trampoline trading system to your personal trading. I mean, we're all different. We're all going to have different goals and objectives. So how we apply this system is going to be different. The point of the course is going to be to lay down general rules, general being the key word there, but we need to use our general chart knowledge to bend and shape the rules to fit whatever you are looking to accomplish. So what do I mean by this? Well, if you're looking to scalp, maybe you're looking to scalp. Maybe you're looking for swing trading or day trading. Maybe you're just looking for X% versus Y%. So you want to make this amount, but you need to make this, or you get minimum this, but your goal would be this. I mean, that's trading, and hopefully you understand that the sky's the limit in terms of strategies and what you may be looking to accomplish. It would be very arrogant of me. It would be very pompous of me to sit here and tell you exactly how you need to do things, because that's the way I do them. I mean, not everybody's like me, both goal-wise, objective-wise, personality-wise. So you need to figure out what you're trying to do and then work from there. So take this foundation. So this is what the course is going to be giving you. It's going to give you a foundation down here. But as far as what kind of materials you use and what sort of operation you go to do all this stuff up here, that's going to be on you. That's going to be whatever your goals and personalities are. If your goal is to have the best possible materials, then obviously you're going to get the best possible materials. If you're not looking to get quite the best type of everything, then that's going to change things too. So again, down here is the foundation. We're going to map out what you should be looking for, how the environment should look, buy signal, stuff like that. But within all that, there's going to be some wiggle room for you to bend the rules and, do whatever you need to do to meet your goals and objectives. Obviously, I can't answer that for you. At the end of the goal, we're all here to make money, but making money is very broad. So in order to narrow that down, it's all going to come down to your personal preferences and what you're trying to accomplish. So keep that in mind. There's going to be a strict set of steps. Like I said, I'll literally map out 11 steps through the sequence, but within those 11 steps, I mean, there's room to bend things around a little bit, and I'd encourage you to do so. Again, this is an intermediate and advanced course, so you should already understand all the basics of charting. So using that knowledge, you should be able to bend things and feel confident doing it because you understand what's going on. So we'll get into everything. My goal is to really not leave any details out. Again, if you've gone through robotic trading and purchased this, you know that I do my best to thoroughly cover things, and that's going to be the goal with this. So with that being said, let's get started. Let's get this ball rolling.